Welcome back, everybody. This is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Gunman Clive 2 for the Wii U. So in this episode, we are going to finish off the game by playing the second half of the game, the last 13 levels. And so as you'll see, we're starting off here with a brand new level type for this particular game, and that is the horse level. So we're going to be riding towards the far horizon. The main danger here is hitting the obstacles. The actual other cowboys that are attempting to hurt you, the bandits, they don't tend to do much unless you run into them. But you take a lot more damage if you run into these logs or stone pillars or large stones or whatever. So the key here is to avoid those without taking too much damage. There's also going to be some kangaroos eventually, but they are pretty easy to dodge as well. Basically, yeah, just keep your speed under control. If you press up on the control pad, you will go faster. So that's if you're trying to beat the level quickly. Ow. Stupid kangaroos. Or if you press down on the control pad, you'll go a little bit slower, which can help you around some of these corners. So I'm gonna really not use the maximum speed too often, just because, again, I want to make sure that I'm conserving my health, and I'm actually done with the level. So there's the beautiful sun in the distance. So after this level, we're going to end up with one of my least favorite levels in the game. So we're back to these stupid levels with physics resulting in the ground being uneven, which throws off your jumps. So you have to time this very carefully when it comes to trying to leap across these pits that will instantly kill you. Because you'll notice that the boats are actually swinging like this, which makes the jump very hard to time. So I will do my best. It is not uncommon for me to die many times on this level. I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as possible. We have a mini boss here. You just have to dodge the massive missiles, and then also he's going to shoot a bomb at you. So pretty easy to beat, especially when you have the triple shot. And then we've got these guys throwing boomerangs at you. Again, not too bad to beat, but here is the major hurdle of the level, trying to make it across these masts. And I made it look easy, but it is not uncommon to kind of get stuck there for a very long period of time trying to make that jump because of how difficult it is to time. This jump is really annoying too. Let's see if I can do it. All right, just got it. So not too bad. So now we're going to go into this level. So we have a little bit of an auto-scroller here with the prerequisite or required elevator level of a platformer. We have a guy with a massive machine gun. Does not affect us. And then during the next part of this level, we're actually going to have some conveyor belts that we have to deal with, as well as these big kind of spikes. Well, they're not spikes, but gears above us. So they can only hit you when they're in the down position. So as long as you're very careful, again, you can dodge them. We have to jump from gear to gear and then also use the conveyor belt during the second part of this level. You notice the color palette for each of the levels is actually changing, so that's pretty cool. So for now we have green, very subtle green, I like it, not too intense. We have some fans here that will blow us across. Kill some bandits, use this fan to get to the top, and we're good. Now watch this bullet, it's actually going to follow you through the screen transition. That's one of the few times that something will follow you from screen to screen. So it's good to be aware of that because the bullet can hit you from behind. But here we are with the boss. So it is a wooden submarine, and it's actually a two-part boss. He will huck bombs at you. These massive machine guns will come out and shoot at you. And they will sort of track your movement. And then they will shoot bigger bombs at you, which also track your movement. And he has a couple different patterns when he goes under the water. I killed him pretty quick there, but he can go into the background and shoot missiles at you as well. Or he can kind of float around like that. Then he turns into a fish somehow. And then he will try to eat the barrels with you on. He will shoot at you. Or he will jump over the barrels and try to hit you from above. So as you'll notice, pretty easy to beat once you know the pattern, as is the case with this game in general. So we did pretty good there. And we go from the water levels to, of course, the dinosaur levels. We're back in time. So we got some velociraptors. We got some more uneven platforms because this game loves this mechanic, finding different ways of doing it. All right, so we got to cross there. So we got to jump on the back of these, whatever they are. And we also have to dodge these owls as well. So we got to jump from neck to neck. Try to kill things as quickly as possible, not get hit. And then beware the owls, because their swooping will cause you all sorts of misery if you give them a chance. Now, let's see if we can time this stupid tail. All right. And then during the next part, instead of having to go completely across the dinosaur, we just have to use their heads. So the platform works pretty much throughout the entire animation. I'm trying to kill the duck here. But you want to jump generally as it's coming up. And then for this one, since it's 2, you can jump from the top of its peak, and that'll give you enough time to get all the way across like that. Oh, we got a minecart level. These always give me flashbacks to Donkey Kong Country. That was really the first game I played that had a minecart level of note in it. So pretty easy. Just jump over obstacles. It introduces, again, the anti-gravity or reverse gravity arrows. Not too bad. You're going to have to go back and forth like you did in the previous level. Just take the hits. You can take about 5-ish hits in this level. There is one hit I do take automatically, and that is right up here on this stupid little spike wheel. If you try to jump over that spike wheel, the timing for then jumping to hit the rails on the opposite side is actually very, very tight. So you got to be careful with that. Another auto-scroller, this time with a Triceratops. So, geez, we're going to try to avoid these enemies and stay on our good friend down there, because you cannot advance in this level without the Triceratops. Those spikes will kill you. So we're going to shoot and shoot and shoot and try to stay in line with them. And now things get a little bit more difficult because it's going to speed up pretty significantly. So now he's going to run for some reason. Apparently he's terrified. Or as the level advances, we'll be chased by a bandit on a raptor. So maybe that's what he's scared of. So the triple shot helps with this because you can actually kill that guy pretty easily. If you can't, expect about 2 or 3 of those missiles to be shot at you. And the danger with them is if they do hit you, jump, is that they can knock you off the Triceratops by delaying your movement. But we're to the boss. And it is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So we gotta shoot him in the mouth. Now, I don't like this gun. It's one of my least favorite in the game, and that is the big bullet. Okay, I lost it. Well, I would have preferred to have it over nothing. And that is because it goes slower. It does more damage than the regular bullets, but I don't like how slow it goes. So the Tyrannosaurus here actually has a couple different attack patterns. He will, kick these big stones at you that actually get bigger as they come towards you. He'll try to eat the stones that you're on, and then he will spit an unending, infinite supply of... Ow. Huh. I think that's the first time I've ever died on this boss. So there you go. You got a first in this series. Let's see if we can beat him this time and stop this embarrassment of a level. But he will also shoot an infinite supply of big skulls at you from things that he's eaten, I guess. So again, not too bad. He's got about 3 or 4 attacks. He also will occasionally, do that, which is do a kind of a leg sweep with his tail. Fortunately, he has no attacks with his little arms, because those, of course, are the most terrifying. Ow. Alright, I don't want to die again, so you can go down now, Tyranny. He's almost dead. Couple more shots. One more shot. There we go. That's it for that boss. And now we get another auto-scrolling air level. This one is quite a bit more difficult in my opinion than the first one, which makes sense because we're later in the game. So we got to take out these guys flying their own dinosaurs, and then we have to deal with this technology of lasers of death. So dodge them best you can. They are the most dangerous hazard in the level to this point. As long as you are going kind of back and forth, you can pretty much easily dodge the bandits. And then you have to time yourself to get through these little circles. So I'm taking all sorts of damage, unfortunately. The end of the level has a boss, but it is a boss kind of in appearance only. So when you go up to it, it has these little cannons on it that you can destroy, but it's actually time-based, I think, or cycle-based. So what it's going to do is rotate here as you shoot the cannons, and then eventually, as you destroy the cannons, it's going to turn around and then shoot its big laser at you. And I think all you have to do is survive one more cycle. So I like to try to destroy the cannons if I can, just to reduce the amount of stuff coming at me. But you'll notice then it's going to fly upward, and that's the end of the level. So we're going to go onto that platform and continue onward with some new physics, some new kind of hazards in the level, and that is, again, these gravity arrows. But instead of reversing gravity, this time it's going to pull us inward towards the center of platforms. With some pretty cool music, although you're going to find that this music gets a little bit tedious the longer you're in the level. So like if you keep dying like I do occasionally when I play these levels until I get the hang of them, the music kind of grates on you after a while. So as this platform rotates, you need to kind of move up and down to dodge hazards like the fire and these spike platforms, etc. Not too bad once you know what you're doing. And then we'll jump and then duck to kill this guy. And then you have to be careful with these spikes because it is pretty easy to mess up those jumps there and end up hitting those spikes. So we're almost done here. We just gotta now use these platforms that are actually stationary. You want to be jumping forward as you do this, because if you don't have enough momentum, what will end up happening is you will get sucked back with the previous arrows and it'll actually drop you into the pit. And for this one, you actually want to jump farther to the left there, because otherwise, again, it'll suck you downward. And this level really sucks too. So we got a couple of nasty levels here in a row. Purple with the color scheme, pretty intense purple. And then we're gonna have some rotating platforms here. Just jump to them and then on top, and you can move onward. But a lot of this level has instant death. So we have pits, we have crushers, we have enemies trying to shoot you, to hit you into those hazards. Come on, die. And then we got these gear shooters as well. So a lot of nastiness to deal with. I'm going to take it a little bit carefuler, or more careful than usual, just because it's easy to mess up on the jump and then end up in death. And now we have a little Super Mario World style moving platform. Although this one is a gear. So at first it's not too bad if you stay approximately at the middle of the gear to the back end of the gear. It's pretty easy, geez, to stay in line with it. The key here is it's going to turn up here, so you have to make sure you jump in order to stay on it. And once you get to this point, all you have to do is jump on this platform, and you should make it to the end of the level all right. And now we're actually at the end of the game. So here is the final boss, Form 1. So it's our good friend, the used to be a spider, no longer. Now it has a helicopter blade. It's going to shoot missiles at you that move in a pretty easy to avoid pattern. Famous last words, I guess. And what you need to do is shoot its helicopter blades. Then it's going to bounce and try to land on you. Pretty annoying. So you can shoot it again in the back or in the helicopter blades. The easiest is the blades, but only at certain times when it's basically diving at you is when you can get the damage in. Otherwise, it's too high for you to be able to hit. Okay, more missiles, not too bad. And we got it. That's just stage 1. Stage 2, it's going to turn into this big robot. You have to, as it does a little pirouette here, it's going to come at you from below. You got to shoot it in the chest, so just keep shooting at its chest, dodging its missiles. This is a pretty intense pattern. Once you know the pattern again, it's pretty easy to avoid. You just got to jump over the low ones and then dodge the high ones. And if you stand in the corner, he will not get to you. You just got to dodge the attack, like those swinging legs. And then just keep shooting him in the chest. Eventually he will jump and swing around like that, so just dodge the attack as well as he's coming down. So this isn't the end, it's the second form and it will end this stage. More missiles. But there is another form of this boss. And we'll actually find out who the ultimate leader is of the bandits once we beat this particular boss form. So there you go. It is a duck. So the duck flies off in his stupid little floating platform. And of course, we're not done. We have to take on the real final boss, which is this massive robotic man. So you want to hang out to the left here to get him to start doing this movement tech, and then jump up and destroy this little battery or whatever it is on the inside part of his leg. And then he will try to stomp on you. Stomp is instant death. He does it 4-ish times. So jump up to his leg and then shoot the other little battery on the other side. And then you can jump back to the middle. You can duck to avoid the spurs. And then he'll go through the cycle again. So we want to dodge because now we have a ladder to get up to the top. So let him do his little tantrum stomp, climb to the middle, and then shoot out his spine / these shooting platforms. And now that we're in the middle, he has 2 attacks he can do. He can shoot at you, which causes this fire attack, or he can try to stab you with his arm. And then with the stab, jump on top, shoot, again, the little battery, and then dodge it, because that can actually crush you and kill you with 1 hit. If you get hit by it and then pulled back towards it, it can actually kill you with 1 hit. Jump on the gun, destroy the last battery, and now we are pretty much done. The last part here, once you know what to do, is pretty easy. Jump to his shoulder, his nose, come up to the top, and then just shoot him until death. And the game is not over until you shoot the duck. So die, duck. Because apparently the duck was the head of the bandits. And that is Gunman Clive 2 for the Wii U and 3DS. So again, really fun puzzle platformer in the Mega Man vein. I highly recommend it, so if you've enjoyed watching it, give it a shot yourself. Levels are pretty difficult when you first play them. By beating the game, you do unlock Duck Mode, which is a pacifist mode, so you cannot attack. You have to go through kind of redone levels that allow you to advance without having to actually shoot or kill anything. But I'm going to call it there. I've enjoyed playing this. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And I'm going to move on to my next series. So as always, viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed Gunman Clive 2, and I will see you all next time. So long.